Hello, hello! Perfidious Pete here, back for a little more doom, gloom, and woe as we peer beneath the mask of Darkest Dungeon. And hopefully this time beneath the mask we find something a little more pleasant than Quasimodo's half-rotted leper's grin, because, let's face it, that shit didn't exactly do Miss Madeline Usher here a whole hell of a lot of good last episode. See what I did there? Peer beneath the mask, the whole rotted face thing. Yeah. Yeah, no, okay, you're right. No, I should be ashamed of myself. It's not, leprosy joke's not really that funny. No, you're right, it's a terrible disease. Yeah, you're right, no. But, my failures as a punster aside, I guess, our last episode did leave us in a bit of a pickle. Pickled like Quasimodo's face. Huh? Still nothing. Still not on board with the whole leper jokes thing? No, that's fine, alright, have it your way. I guess I'll just let that bit drop. I suppose that particular piece just isn't gonna stick around? Still nothing, huh? Alright, damn, tough room. Alright, anyway. Well, no matter how much of my fun with my puns that you ruin, it really doesn't change the fact that we've got a little bit of action that needs to be taken. First off, Madeline Usher, we gotta get her some stress relief. She is currently paranoid. Now, she's a known cheat, so she can't gamble, and she only drinks, so I guess, we're going to take Madeline and send her straight to the tavern and get her just blind-ass shit-faced falling down drunk. So, that's got Madeline sorted. Now, Quasimodo himself did have a bit of a problem. He's currently selfish, and that's probably why he took off the mask and freaked out Madeline, because, he thought it would be funny, and really, selfish as he is, it only matters what makes him laugh. He also has automatonophobia, which means he's afraid of monsters. We kind of want to get rid of that, to be honest. It's a terrible, terrible quirk. We should... You know what? I think what we're going to do... I think we're going to send him to the sanitarium. No, you earned it, Quasimodo. I mean, the whole ripping your mask off and scaring Madeline Usher was not cool. She's, can we not... Why can we not do this? I guess we can't get rid of that one for some reason. I'm not sure why that doesn't work. Oh, I guess I'm just an idiot and did not select it. Okay, well. Fuck me, I guess. No, that's fine. I'm punishingly stupid. And you're right to make fun of me. I guess that's what I get. That's my payback. Make me look like an asshole for all the cheap leper jokes I was making. Anyway, we're going to lock Quasimodo away. I feel he deserves at least a slight timeout for what he did to Madeline. That was really sort of not cool. And we also have Candy Jade, who kind of needs a little bit of stress relief as well. Oh, Roderick Usher has wandered off. That's okay, we've got Murphy, so we can afford to let Candy blow off a little steam. What will Candy do? Only visits the brothel. Well, unfortunately, I think, yeah, the caretaker is in the brothel, so Candy Jade is not going to get any stress relief. He's just going to have to lump it. What, well, Deckard, you can do, like, whatever, right? Nope, he only gambles. Alright then, well, go enjoy your degeneracy. I hope you brought some extra money, because... Oh, you're gambling my money. I guess I'm staking Deckard. That seems like a terrible idea. Actually, I wonder if I get the money back if I cancel his treatment. No. Well then, let's not cancel it. I actually meant to keep Deckard untrained because I was considering firing him in the event that we found a better bounty hunter. Looks like we got lucky there because no better bounty hunter is available. Are either of these healers worth anything? Let's take a look. Scattering, which is not great. And she has minus 10 damage if the light is not 0. Wow, that's awful. You're not very good, Cosine. I know your name is actually not Cosine. Oh, sorry, Vaudeville. And there's a reason Vaudeville's dead. You're it. A torn rotator cuff. That's actually not bad. This girl is actually pretty good. I have no particular complaints I find about Kosin here. I'm sorry I made fun of your name earlier. That was somewhat discourteous of me, and I apologize. But we are going to definitively take you here, Kosin. So let's give you a new name. And since you are sort of a goody two-shoes healer, I think we'll just call you Lucy Pevensey. Seems fine. She was a goody two-shoes. Not like that hot older sister of hers who got down to all the naughtiness by, liking boys and whatnot. Screw that, said C.S. Lewis. This is total Puritan work. As soon as you like a boy, your ass is out of Narnia forever. So fuck you. Fortunately, Lucy didn't really, like dudes, so I guess she gets to stay. Kind of a mixed message there, C.S. Lewis. Anyway, that's got Lucy sorted. Let's go ahead and we're actually going to straight up recruit her, and we may send her out on this mission now that I think about it.
Sister of battle, pious and unrelenting.
Do we want any of these other guys? We're not taking this guy unless he has the perfect lineup of abilities, which he does not, but he is close. Plague Grenade or Noxious Blast, rather, is not really very good. Plague Grenade is slightly better because it hits 2 targets. It's not fantastic. Do we really need another Plague Doctor? Well, one of our Plague Doctors is dead, right? Yeah, Dr. Frankenstein got killed. So you know what? We could use another Plague... Flawed Release. Minus 3% crit. That's actually kind of bad for this guy since most of his stuff is... range, so he's going to have a penalty to crit. But that being said, we could always get rid of that at a later date if we need to. And Unyielding and Tough are both pretty good. I actually think we're going to pick this guy up, at least for now. We don't always have to keep all these guys for around. If we get into a situation where somebody's not being completely useful, we can always shit-can them and just send them on their merry way. Sort of like the Donald Trump method. I think this guy's going to be Hannibal Lecter. He was a doctor, right? Sure, Dr. Lecter. Yeah, alright, why not? There we go. We'll get old Hannibal Lecter on the team. And with our new team fully ready to go here, I think we'll just go ahead and see if we can get a mission. So let's see what we've got. I do not want to try and kill the Apprentice Necromancer until some of our more experienced troopers are at the ready. What else have we got? Explore 90% of rooms. That's reasonable. Complete 100% of rune battles. Also reasonable, and it gives us portraits, which we don't necessarily need. This gives us deeds, however, which we do need. Complete 100% of rune battles. I think we're going to go for the wield here. So let's get Murph. Gotta say, Karen Murphy has been a stone-cold, brutal-ass, face-smashing killer every single time we've taken her out. I didn't necessarily want to do that. This guy would be a strong third slot guy. We could do that. Alternatively, we could also take Dr. Lecter in the third slot. What do we have for second slot? Simkin and... Actually, Simkin is a third slot guy too, is he not? Yeah, Simkin actually also is a third slot. Also, his stress is a little high. Let's just take Half-Cock Jack. That's fine. We'll send old Half-Cock Jack and... I do want to send Dr. Lecter out on a mission, but I don't necessarily think this is the mission for him. What with Lucy Pevensey, sort of a novice healer, we may want to double up on the heals. So let's send... We're going to send Lucy, but we're also going to send Randolph Carter sort of as backup, and let's get this provisioned and underway. So, I'm going to take 10 food. 10 food is sort of my default. Usually take also 10 torches, kind of my default as well. The wield... I'm going to take 2 shovels. The wield tends to have a lot of the barricades, and I'm trying to avoid the stress. So we're going to take 2 shovels, 1 key. And, we could buy less food and maybe take a medicinal herb and try and find some food. Let's gamble on that, actually. I'm going to sell back 2 of that food and take a medicinal herb instead. The wield has a lot of rotting carcasses, so finding food is... it's not that uncommon, and if you have the medicinal herbs, you can make sure and get food by purifying it. So here we go, then. Let's get rolling. Give Lucy Pevensey a chance to prove herself. Hopefully she won't stumble into a wardrobe and disappear for 25 years. Of course, it'll seem like, just 5 minutes to us, because that's the way the magic wardrobe works. We gotta do 100% of rune battles. I don't like this layout at all, actually, given that we have to do 100% of rune battles. It's gonna make us explore far more than I'm comfortable with. Alright, Lucy, see if this is a portal to Narnia. What do you say? Yes? Nope, not a portal to Narnia. But a portal that contains 750 gold, so that paid for our torches right there. Element of surprise on our side, that's fantastic. Randolph Carter with the opening stabs here. We're going for this Rabid Gnasher. Those guys are real irritating. They do bleed and dash to the front. I would just prefer that they all be dead as swiftly as possible. Not quite getting the job done. We want to bleed out. Which one can hit the third slot? Alright, well that's the one we're going to use. And Karen Murphy continuing her campaign of destruction. Dazzling Light, sure it can stun. Let's hit that Bone Rabble. Almost dead, but it did stun him. That's good. Alright, so things are going pretty well. I'm thinking the enemies may not even get a chance to swing here. Randolph Carter with a dire blow.
A powerful blow.
Yeah, thanks, Mr. Narrator. I agree, it was in fact a powerful blow. Not quite as powerful as Karen Murphy's, of course, because that one wasn't even a critical, but still. Alright, so things are going swimmingly. Gotta say, quite pleased. And here's our opportunity for food, so I'm glad I took the chance. What do we want to do about these mummified remains, though? Let's have Randolph Carter search him. Seems like the kind of guy who would probably investigate a mummy. Well, he almost got diseased, but fortunately we got a little bit lucky and he resisted. We're going to have Karen Murphy doctor up this beast carcass for us, and we get 8 food out of that. Wow, that's a truckload of food. So the medicinal herbs more than paying for themselves right there. That's a fantastic little snag. We won't need food for the rest of the mission. We got that sorted. So half-cocked Jack taking a little bit of acid and some unfortunate blight. My heart will burst? Okay. It's a pretty damn deadly toxin if just one dose of it is enough to could potentially burst your heart. Man, Randolph Carter is not fucking around on this mission. Clearly he has been reading up on his elder tomes and has decided that rather than be devoured by Nub Shoggoth, he would rather make certain that the enemy is fed to the unholy horror from beyond reality. A little bit of heal there from Lucy. She's going to use her magic potion on half-cocked Jack. And then immediately get blighted. Probably some kind of karmic tie that she has with half-cocked Jack. The gods immediately punishing Lucy for healing a person who has the word cock in their name.
So too will resistance.
Gotta assume that's the kind of dialectic shit that C.S. Lewis was shooting for. An heirloom chest. Typically these are not locked or trapped, but you know what? We found a key, so I'm gonna go ahead and use one. Let's just make sure. 8 crests and a portrait. Alright, that was time well spent then. We got scouting. Excellent. And we have to go to this room and fight 2 battles to get there. And then we gotta backtrack and fight at least 1 more battle. This is why sometimes the room layout, and I say sometimes, but actually pretty much every time, the most important part of the doing well on a 100% of room battles mission is specifically the room layout. That's sort of the biggest indicator of how much you're going to have to backtrack and specifically how many fights you're going to have to get into, because these little fights, actually, like on the way, the traveling fights, don't count towards mission completion. You don't actually even have to fight those. It's only battles that take place in a room. That being said, this is not a particularly difficult fight from the looks of things. We're just going to have half-cocked Jack go ahead and grape shot. That's going to get most of these guys pretty injured. Enemies really focusing on the goody-goody Lucy Pevensey. They really, really want them a piece of that delicious little young lady. Which is kind of creepy and gross, but we went ahead and threw Randolph Carter's heel at Lucy because she was bleeding anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Gonna have her go for the stun here on this bone rabble. That worked. Nicely done. And that should let Murphy finish this guy off. Murph, campaign of slaughter, continues unabated. She is a ferocious beast, that Murphy. And Lucy Pevensey once again bleeding. A little bit of heal for Lucy just to patch her up. We're gonna go with yep, half-cocked Jack's going to finish off that rabid dog, and then we're just going to have Murph mop up the slump. So Murphy, batting cleanup for us, getting the job done. And so far, things go... Ooh, another chest. Alright, so another opportunity. I'm glad we found that first key. Someone abandoned their luggage, so of course we're just going to steal it.
Often low on supplies.
And here's why I bring extra shovels. There's a lot of these thorny thickets in this particular set of dungeons, so it's always good to bring abundance. I should have used a torch. Should have definitively used a torch there. Had the potential to surprise these guys, which would have been good, because these cultist acolytes really crank out the stress with their stressful incantation or whatever they have. An unfortunate critical for Murphy, and some unfortunate stress for the rest of the party. Murph's getting poked back. Yeah, that's unfortunate. So things not starting off too well. Yeah, I was hoping actually that would hit and push him back so that we could sort of get our party reorganized. Half-cocked Jack gonna take a little stab in the neck. That's alright. Not too terribly worried about that. You know what? Let's Dazzling Light. That guy hasn't gone yet. If we can get a stun, that would be useful. We did. Hands from the Abyss. It's either this or move. You know what? Actually, let's try it. It did 2 damage. Oh, it's also a stun. Well, we threw that at the wrong unit, clearly, then. So let's try and kill that guy. That a way to deliver Murph. Murphy taking out the important targets. Stressful incantation hits Randolph Carter. He's going to take a little bit of stress. That's okay. It's his first mission. Randolph not exactly overly concerned at this point. Half-cocked Jack going to do his thing. Slip up behind somebody and slit their fucking throat. Randolph going to put a nice little dagger in the face of our last unit. And it'll be Dazzling Light for Lucy Pevensey with a critical. Showing those people who don't rightfully respect the Lord precisely what their place is. C.S. Lewis would be very proud of the little Pevensey, I gotta say. And Murphy's just gonna chop that guy's head off. Nope, Murphy with a rare miss. That being said, actually, one could say that Murphy's attack was on target and that the Acolyte, just slightly above average dexterity, managed to dodge the death blow. So we're going to go ahead and just straight up use that bandage, since Half-Cocked Jack was bleeding. I don't see any reason to not use that. It was free, so... Found heals is good heals. And it's back the way we came. So we're going to be doing a little bit of backtracking here. In order to keep our stress as low as possible, I'm going to crank a couple torches while we're backtracking. We're going to get stress for backtracking anyway. It's unavoidable. We just want to make sure that our light level is as high to keep that stress as low as possible. There's some backtracking stress there for old Randolph Carter. I like to call him Randy. It's just how I roll. We're on a kind of an informal name basis. We get along well, get up to spirited hijinks. He comes over every Friday. We have a couple beers, kind of bullshit for a little while. Pretty good. Of course, the bullshit sessions always inevitably break down when he starts spewing some kind of xenophobic hate speech, and then pulls out his occultist kit and starts telling me how we're all going to be devoured by the all-engorging maw of Nyarlathotep. That's inevitably the way it goes. But still, it's good times right up until the whole Nyarlathotep part. We're going to go ahead and eat some food. This could potentially be the last battle we have here. Who wants to look at the rotting beast carcass? I think Lucy does. Lucy, check that bad boy out. Oh. She has zoophobia. So Lucy is now afraid of what? Monsters. Oh, she actually just has a stress... that's not bad. Apparently looking into the entrails of a disgusting, deceased, or dismembered corpse is a bad thing. Fine, whatever, Lucy. Damn prissy pants. Little Miss Goody Two-Shoes doesn't want to look at the dead animal. Good thing you're not a druid. How would you ever read the future? Alright, so this is unpleasant. Fortunately, we did get surprised. Thank you, Torch Level. So, since we got the surprise, I think we'll go ahead and launch some Abyssal Artillery. Use some artillery on the artillery. Sort of fighting fire with fire kind of thing. Half-Cocked Jack, gonna soften those guys up with a little bit of Grape Shot. We are gonna go for a Dazzling Light stun, I think, on... Fungal Scratchers can hit hard once you're marked, but the Fungal Artillery has to go to mark us. You know what? Let's actually do it on the Rabid Gnasher, because they have the highest speed. Also, as Unholy, they would take additional damage for it. Oh, no, never mind. He's a beast. So, let's do If It Bleeds. Murphy with the kill! Nicely done, Murph. So, the Rabid Beast, there's the reason we tried to stun that guy. Those guys have a really high speed trait. That's okay, Randolph Carter. You're bleeding a little bit, but it's not really that big of a problem. Why don't you stab that dog in the head? Good job. I'm well pleased with your dog stabbing abilities. That's how Michael Vick recruits. Oh, no, I didn't. Yeah, I went there. I went there. That's how Michael Vick recruited people for his dogfighting ring. Yeah, I went there. Sorry, Michael Vick, I know he's reformed and he changed his ways, and that's good. I think everybody deserves a chance to, make a mistake. Everybody deserves a second chance, but that being said, Michael Vick killed a lot of innocent dogs, and I'm not cool with that. What did those dogs ever do to anybody? Nothing. Also, Murphy, once again, with just a vicious blow to her enemies. She simply cannot resist. Man, that guy gets to go twice in a row, huh? Okay. Oh, that's fine. I see how you're going to be, game. Just going to have Randolph Carter stab it in its... I don't know what that is properly called. Cap, I guess? That'll be the top of a mushroom. Still haven't completed 100% of room battles, so we're going to patch off Randolph Carter, because we can, and these guys are just going to suffer. Can't really afford to eat any more food in the event that we run into the random you need food event. We've got to kind of conserve. Lucy is down to 0 stress. Let's have her check that out. This time she gets loot and a bonus shovel. That's good. It's very good that we got the bonus shovel because we're going to immediately have to use one. And let's take a look at our... We got plenty of torches still. We'll go ahead and pop one. Head on into this room. Light level's still good. Oh, we got scouting. Excellent. So we're going to have to go to every room on the map. That's how it's going to go. Alright, that's fine. No, that's fine. We got a bonus chance for some food here. Let's see if Lucy learned her lesson from the last beast carcass. Well, she got 2 food. It's better than nothing. It's better than becoming zoophobic, I guess. So here's our fight. And this is why I bring a lot of shovels into the wield. As you can see, there is another one of those barricades lurking just behind our fight here. Half-cocked Jack with an aggregate 10 damage. That's pretty solid output. Let's see if we can get his kill here with the sacrificial stab. Randolph Carter always looking to feed the elder gods. Murph resisting bleed. Murphy actually somewhat significantly injured. Let's go ahead and kill this guy since he hasn't gone yet. That'll give Lucy a chance to patch up the Murph. There we go. 4 heal for Murphy. Actually, Murphy probably going to need a little more healing. Not going to get the opportunity, though, because, yeah, Half-Cocked Jack is going to finish that guy off.
This expedition at least promises.
So more medicinal herbs. If only we had had those a moment ago, we could have gotten some additional food. Just dig our way through this thicket. And since we do have extra food, go ahead and chow down a couple just to keep Murph in fighting trim. Gonna crack another torch here and into this room. We got plenty of torches, so I'm gonna use them pretty liberally here. Alright, so nothing in this room, which means the last room. Okay, there we go. That's our final destination. Hopefully not like the movie Final Destination, because that would mean every single one of these guys is gonna die in the most ridiculous and contrived circumstance of all time. A tree will fall on Half-Cocked Jack, and then while the tree falls, unseen, one of these fungus monsters will creep up behind Murphy and drag her off into the distance. And then as these two, Lucy and Randolph, chase the flailing and screaming Karen Murphy, you know, Randolph will fall onto his own dagger and die, and then Lucy Pevensey will commit suicide from her own grief. Because that's how those movies work, folks. And there's why we saved some food. We avoided quite a bit of stress by just having 4 food left to eat. Tried to have old Half-Cocked Jack disarm a trap, but he wasn't having any of it, just gonna jump straight into it. Then again, if you know anything about that particular character, it sort of seems appropriate. He's not exactly the most cautious and wise fellow. Should have burned some torches here, but I'm a dumb, dumb man. So I think we're gonna actually go ahead and go for the heal here. Half-Cocked Jack is fairly hurt. We're gonna go ahead and have him patched up with weird reconstruction. And he's gonna throw a grape shot blast for us. Bam. Good damage, 13 aggregate. That's solid output. Lucy getting bit by the mean puppy. That's gonna color her image of Narnia. She went to Narnia, got bit by a dog. Karen Murphy continuing her campaign of unrelenting murder. Double dodge. Very nice. Seems like if he was going to go for a groping swipe, he should have maybe gone for Murphy. Then again, you know, maybe he's into dudes. That's cool, too. He could go for Half-Cocked Jack. I suppose that makes sense. Jack, quite a handsome fellow. Although, I gotta say, his groping may have been a little bit disappointed because the Half-Cocked moniker wasn't, like, in regards to Jack's behavior. He actually only had half a dong. So, sorry there, Fungal Scratcher, but you may be in for a little bit of disappointment when it comes to the performance part of that relationship. Anyway, another grape shot blast from Jack. Only 5 damage there as the rabid Gnasher dodged. I think we'll go for the sacrificial stab. Let's see if Randolph... Oh, can't quite get it done. Good try, Randy. Good try. This time groping for Murph, so clearly this guy is actually kind of a non-discriminating shopper. Now, we're going to go for Barbaric Yawp here. This guy only has 1 damage, and I would like to stun the Scratcher if possible. Excellent. That actually worked out quite nicely. Now, I don't often use Barbaric Yawp, because as you can see, it does lower Murphy's dodge and her damage by a goodly margin. So, really, you only want to use that if you need a stun, or if you have some tactical advantage there, like where we get a stun and a kill. Because this shot from Murphy is going to do, effectively, very poor damage. You know what? Let's actually hit the artillery. I say poor damage, and then Murphy lands a 19 damage critical. Thanks, Murph, for, you know, immediately making me look like a dick face. But that was a sincere thank you. I wasn't actually being facetious there. I sincerely mean thank you. I don't mind being made to look like an asshole. I do all the time anyway, so it's not like you're costing me anything. And you got a kill, which was quite useful, and we needed. So, good work, Murph. Extra gold, some more deeds, which is fantastic. We do need a lot of deeds. And there's our quest complete, so let's bail on out of here.
Driving out corruption is an endless battle.
An endless battle against corruption. Oh, so the narrator here is channeling a little bit of Bruce Wayne in his battle to reclaim Gotham City. Think maybe you are in the wrong genre, Mr. Narrator. This is more of a fantasy setting than, say, Gotham City. More of an urban sort of fiction, as opposed to... Anyway. Alright, so 8,550 gold, 4 deeds, 2 crests, as well as a truckload of heirlooms down here. Quite pleased with the outcome of this particular little mission. Solid success. Let's check our level gains here. Murphy is now a weld adventurer. Is it wield? Weld? I don't know. If you know how to pronounce it, drop it down in the comments so I don't keep fucking it up. Pretty sure it's wield. Anyway, plus 20% stress resist. Excellent. Half-cocked Jack picked up a case of the rabies, but as we learned, rabies just goes away on its own, so we just kind of have to suffer with that for now. He's also a Warren's Tactician, which is bonus damage. That'll help counter... Well, actually, he does more damage while Rabbit. He just has worse accuracy. You know, rabies isn't all bad, I guess. Maybe one of the first times anyone has ever said that. And steady. Steady. Excellent quirk, actually. Just 10% stress resist all the time. Fantastic. Lucy leveled up, but did not get a trait. That's fine. If Lucy had gotten a trait, it would have been bland and uninteresting anyway. So let's check a look at our summary here. Deckard gambled and recovered 55 stress. Madeline Usher got completely wasted and recovered 45 stress. She's also no longer paranoid, which is good. Roderick Usher saw a glimpse of greater beings controlling destiny. He got a new quirk, God-fearing, which he actually already had, and recovered 55 stress. So Roderick is fully recovered. That's excellent. Quasimodo successfully treated at the sanitarium and is no longer afraid of monsters. And other than that, just some promotions. Half-cocked Jack even getting bumped to level 2. Excellent. So let's take a look at some upgrades here. I really want to upgrade our guild. Oh, we actually already upgraded the guild once. Excellent. I'm ahead of the game. Oh, no, we didn't. We just need more portraits. Never mind. Oh, no, we did upgrade it. All right, never mind. So the guild is already upgraded. Let's take a look at our blacksmith then. Can we upgrade him? Not quite. We need more deeds. All right, so we're going to try and not use any deeds then. Weaponsmithing and armor smithing, hugely important to advancing your campaign. You really need the improved weapons and the improved armor. So let's look at the tavern then. We do have a number of portraits, and it's deeds that we want to keep for the armor smith. So you know what? I think we will. We're going to upgrade all of those just to get a little more effective stress relief. And then back to the stagecoach, I feel. We probably... Now, we need deeds to upgrade our stagecoach. Also, our stagecoach is pretty good, so we're probably solid there. We got a lot of crests, and we have a lot of busts. Let's see if we can find a way to use those. We can indeed. We could upgrade our sanitarium, or we could also expand our infirmary. We could also do both. You know what? I think we'll do both of these. We're going to expand our infirmary so we can treat 2 people at a time, and then we're going to lower the cost of that a bit as well. Take a look at our Nomad Wagon. We do have quite a bit of cash. Let's see if there's anything really good. A Berserk Mask for the leper only. That's really, really good, actually. Really good. But it would completely wipe out our finances, so as much as I would like to get that, I just can't afford it right now. That is a fantastic item, however. A Paralyzer's Crest for the Crusader. Plus 15% chance to stun skills. Plus 10 accuracy, minus 4 crit. That actually also is solid, but for 10,000... I'm not entirely sold that it's worth it. But what we are going to do with some of our last remaining crests here, we could reduce the cost by 10%. I'm debating on whether I'd rather see more trinkets or cheaper trinkets. Honestly, I think I'd rather see cheaper trinkets, so I'm going to reduce that. Still not going to capitalize on either one of those, although it does make the Berserker Mask tempting. We just wouldn't have enough cash to provision our next mission properly, so we'll have to hold off. And with our upgrades all completed then, I think we'll go ahead and wrap things up. Of course, if you enjoyed the episode, feel free to drop a like down in the comments section. Your support really does mean a lot to us. And if you'd like to see more 3 times a week, Darkest Dungeon, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, consider subscribing as well. We'll see you again soon.